Biafra, superstars, media.
My people, my Biafran people, now how on a day. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you listen to the sound of my voice. Fellow Biafrans, I want you to hear the narrative coming from one of the Biafran fighters. Yeah, I'll call him one of the Biafran freedom fighter. We must give him that respect. After Ojukwu came this man, known as Uwazurike. I want you to hear his story, his narrative about Biafra, his story, his ordeal, what he went through as a Biafran fighter. And also, what our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, is going through in Nigeria. Fellow Biafrans, lend me your ears, and I'll come back to add to it. But for now, please pay attention to the words of Mazi Uwazurike. Thank you.
Ndị Igbo ndewo, achọrọ m ikwu okwu taa, and okwu a m na-ekwu okwu gbasara anyị nwa bụ ndị Igbo. Okwu gbasara nwanne anyị nwoke ji eji bụ Nnamdi Kanu. Onye farụ na-eme taa na Nigeria agbachicha nkịtị. Ọ dịka na agajụwa enwekwara onye Igbo na-ekwuzi okwu. Mana ọtụtụ mgbe ekwube okwu ụmụntakịrị apụta kparịwa onye ahụ. Na-amara ụmụaka na-amara nga ihe si bido. Enwere ọtụtụ ndị Igbo nwere ike ịpụta taa kwuo okwu aṅa ha ntị. Mana ihe eji aka ha pụta kwuo okwu bụ wepụta okwu ụmụaka ebere blackmail sobe ha. Ọ bụrụ ndị a ga-abịa na soshal midia na-akarị. Na vidio ikpeazụ m mere gbasara Nnamdi Kanu, ekwuru m okwu sị ga meet the National Security Advisor. Enwere ihe m kwuru tụnye n'ime ọhịa. Some people pụta sị na nsị na ọ bụ security issue, na ọ security issue ọ self-determination. Mmechi ọnụ m because ejiri m onwe m wee mara ihe m na-ekwu. Ihe niile a na-agata agasịa na m ya, agabichara m ya. Mgbe ejidere m na 2004, ebe edobere m na DSS office ebe Nnamdi Kanu nọta. Anọ m ebe ahụ for 6 months, more than 6 months. Eburu m si ebe ahụ ka Suleja prison, doo m ebe ahụ from Suleja prison to Kefi prison. Anọ m na prison for 2 good years. Onye bụ case m n'isi mgbe abụ Senator Chukwumerije. May God bless him, bless his soul. May he rest in perfect peace. Asị na Chukwumerije dị ndụ taa, otu anyị asị na-eme awụ otu ọ ga na-esi na-eme. Ewetuo Ojukwu, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, onye Igbo ọzọ nwa. Ihe na-eme ndị Igbo na-echi ụra bụ Senator Uche Chukwumerije. Ya bụ kesi m n'isi oge ahụ na-akpọ mana other senators na-abịa court mgbe ọbụla m nwere case. Mana ofu mbọsị in the evening like that, ya bịara Kefi bịa ileta m. Ọ na-abịa almost twice a week. Ọ bịara osi m, Raf Maza, oge akpọpụtara m. Ọ sị makwa na enwere mistake anyị mere kamgbe. Ọ sị na mgbe ahụ nne m anwụọ na anọ m na prison, nne m anwụọ na Kefi. ọsị na ya gwara ofu enyi ya nwoke I think enyi ya nwoke bụ onye Hausa si na he na m nọrọ na prison nne m anwụọ enyi ya nwoke asị ya ị kakwara ga gwado National Security Advisor ya sị ya mba ya sị ga meet kene ya mgbe aha ka ọ gara for the very first time ga meet the National Security Advisor meet si ya that day shi ebe aha bịawa na prison Biafra na-asị m na taka ya for the man na enweghị the man na-ekwuro okwusi ya but onweghị ya ga-akọwara m ebe a ma the bottom line bụ na ọ sị na a ga-erelease m na a ga-erelease sọ mụnwa nye m 90 days ka m were gaa lie nne m chigakwa azụ na prison na kefi ka ọ nọ na-agwa m ya na kefi prison ọ sị na National Security Advisor sị na a ga-enye m 90 days ma ga lie nne m chiri azụ na ndị otu m nọ na prison ga-anọ na prison a until ma chiri azụ na ugbu a mgbe ha na-eme ikwu ihe a onye isi ala bụ Shehu Yaradua nọ ejighị ahụ gaa ọ nọ France ya sị na onye isi ala natahana ka ga-erelease m sisi gwa my lawyer to prepare bail for bail for me mgbe a na-ekwu ya my application for bail nọ na Supreme Court Binta Nyako refusola m bail that time Court of Appeal refused bail by the Court of Appeal then the bail application was in a Supreme Court I say the bail application in a Supreme Court I said but not that game another one but that this bail application now they watch to the Federal High Court Binta Nyako's court na bana Okubu Akaga submitted the bail application no immediately only say anabata na Abuja I submitted an court msio ya naba ihe okwuta orudo 4 days ihe bido change well one evening kwa the deputy controller of prisons the in charge of our prison I've been a window Kwaka memepe I said chief congratulations Masi again I say I'm just from a meeting now my controller took me to the meeting na meeting now for ndishi security chiefs na here the guy makanasia bịa kọwaa ihe gbasara my stay in his prison kama ya tozuru nọ na meeting ahụ na otu ihe si na-aga na m ga-apụta very soon ihe ka ọ gwara m that evening 4 days after Chukwumerije Senator Chukwumerije gwasịrị m ya so mgbe a na-anọtụ ruo ha mkpọrọ abalị ole President Yaradua nata ihe ọ natara otu a esi etozi aka ya my lawyer Kiamo they were a fresh application going at the same court High Court Federal High Court Binta Nyako in adjournment for about 1 week or so Burumka Court Binta Nyako ihe na aha National Security Advisor kwuru otu ahụ o si kwu ya ka Binta Nyako sị m na m ga-ana gaa lie nne m within 90 days and come back to prison. That happened. Mana ịnọtụ na-agwa ndị mmadụ na-ekwu okwu maka na experience ị nwere ndị na-enwe ihe ha ma onye na-agakwa prison before ma ọ fọkwa the child with treason and treasonable felony ọ pụta owere ọnụ kenye n'ọhịa Second, na-ekwu self-determination, blah 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 blah. No na maro. Nwanyị ahụ na-aga na-adọkasị ahụ Binta Nyako onweghị powers release Nnamdi Kanu. Onweghị powers ọ ma release ya. As a matter of fact, ịma nke bụ eziokwu, Tinubu ama release Nnamdi Kanu unless with the support of the security chiefs and the national security advisor. Also gekwere nke a gbasaziri gị. Tinubu ama release Nnamdi Kanu without the support of the security chiefs and national security advisor. Nna gwa ka somebody ma ihe gbasara ya. Because I got going through the process. Some people can say, I want and now self-determination. Self-determination, court of appeal, as it got to happen Nnamdi Kanu. Court of appeal, they higher than the Federal High Court. Has it got to happen Nnamdi Kanu? Why Panalapo ya? Or Supreme Court to Sijide Nnamdi Kanu. How long Supreme Court Sijide ya? Court of Appeal as it could happen Nnamdi Kanu. Arapo haya, Kedundi Jia. Kedundi Jikwane ya? Been a plan as Attorney General, Minister of Justice. Ndia ni with powers release Nnamdi Kanu. Ndia Odipo National Security Advisor. Here wanna boss security no ya naka. And when he can discuss with the president today regarding security, the national security advisor, man, lawyer. Moga no get ya bata kwa ka president together with him in a chinaka. And when we uno bia na court na ma janja na me ndi a na me ho mo ntakịrị. The judge Binta Nyako no federal government ọrụ a na-akpọ ya salary. Recuse yourself. I say recuse yourself na ekpezi. The chief judge I say continue with the case. Yeah, continue with the case. He's an employee. Chokachoya no. Kika bishi aga. Can you home? Fine. It could be easier when the Kadulu needs it got to Attorney General. Minister of Justice got corner now. It can office here. Fine, it's a public place. My name is Kataga and National Security Advisor. If I give me the actual here, give me Kagina and Ekpa. Who want anything to do with you? Mana. Oh yeah, we see Mary. Here was for security no naka. I know but I say, Tinubu release the one night because now the commander-in-chief. Mana. And when your game was release such caliber of person without the agreement with the National Security Advisor, security chiefs. Or when he wanted the consent of the National Security Advisor. Oh my man. Oh my man. Yeah, not the reason Nnamdi Kanu to be Macron my hog security situation in Nigeria not Tinubu na account dia kono na no na ha gwara ya ko ge me on ha kwa ya say ugba hemi na di go okay na southeast kele is onya where nothing will happen he will release him but only convince Tinubu be able to task na kele is Nnamdi Kanu only is the National Security Advisor I say, hey, Oga bam. Eba no. Okay, maybe here now. Oga bam. Emo hoge. You saw the Koga bam. Ta shepa ro Port Harcourt, ro Medugri. And when he came about it. When he came about it, that's the judge. The Court of Appeal justices still release Nnamdi Kanu. I transfer all of them out of Abuja. Think one on Port Harcourt, one on Medugri, Borno State. I'm not about the third one. Still, they compared the Court of Appeal to recite their decision, what they said. It's a Kabaka and India undi mobodo. I'm gonna through what I passed through. The mother were on Emperor, anymore. Where's the Biafra court? Nah. Can me. One National Assembly member for last time, but video. See, I'm now. In my hair, case medicine. Here, no, not gonna pour in our balconies. Now, say the listen and the candles. Who not the real? Who know the real? Who know my who get me? Ndibo, I don't know. I must say, Sunday Boho, this and that. Sunday Boho, a court release Ria? No. This Meti Alaman, a court release Ria? No. Case release here, you don't know. But I'm not working, case release here. Or the age release here, you don't know Kunonya Hanaya. But the man came, you don't know anything. You can't provide any solution. Fine, Henry Bonap Witcher, they can Kuno na court. Or here do an account. Oh, so I want. Okay, man, my arrest. Able on my side to go for arrest. My arrest. My Federal Fashion arrest. My Kanu Adams arrest. Man, Baba release where able on release aside the Kobo. Release a Federal Fashion as number 2. Release Gani Adams, number 3. Then we release them when Cassie got through the court. Also Uwazurike can release through the court. Same time, Yen Makanimo when on a prison. Now, no 90 days in Chiazo. Henry won up Wiche, na Nigeria. Makai won that Porashi. Manayana, I was an Aporayashi. I blew my eye because they have Porayashi. Some gaga one national security advisor. Makabo yawa woni gaga wa. Yama kuku na oga hasi igagwa ta. He was Nnamdi Kanu oga say, "Hey, I don't know about it. Or it's not within my portfolio. I cannot talk." Oga ba no na table ya kon. Owo no ga ekwe. Ya si aga release here. Owo no ga he ade possible. Ya si no ga ade possible. Ki mana na enwe hi ji n'aka. I kana atoka chef why. Why no go on Edian Sianwa. Eleven why I am. Huh? This wine, what on a case? You were upon where? When administrative judge, see, I need to continue the case. I continue her. Get up in a parallel. We are one better. But you have to say, meet only naked the instruction, you probably in no naka. Only with that. Makana but sank at the point of saying, but she can't get the game in your own so. My no. Didn't pan on no law, a monobu. Makahini na the menu here. Maneku I get you a minute. April na video Ekpa from say, Hemon Ibo. Is she Drute? Moniki Garu is in Mina. Mana. Hema nature now, Hagawe Baha. A Padawaha. Come at Boha Sabotoas. Morsen I will let her say, Rananego. Blackmail where I think. Otherwise, him when Dibo Gan we are. When Dibo Gan we are. The man, when there's a national security advisor, I will know and I get meeting. So So ndị ga-eme we aka webe a governors only, because all these governors ga-aga kọwara ya the security situation in their states. Ọ ndị nkwere ike ịkpọ jụọ ha kedu ihe na-eme otu a na steeti gị. Ọ bụrụ na ị ga-anọkọta gị sị ka m file pepa ka m ga-afụ ya, mana achọkwa ịfụ ya a ga-ewekadịsị afụ ya. Ọ bụrụ na ị gaghị meet well, it's very difficult to meet such a person. Mana that's the rightful person you can meet if really you want Nnamdi Kanu to come out. He convinced Hene today, Nnamdi Kanu apụtago. Because he convinced say, oh my God, about the other security chiefs. Oh my God, I convinced about the president now, the security report is fine, it's okay, let's release him. The president didn't want anything to do that to release him. But they not only say, Tinubu Jia, Bintane Kojia, a man in my hand now, my hand I call. One hema, one head chekwan. It's an ambamba nako. It could have bamba Uwazurike. You know, Hemen Tikanoya. As you know, the case is adjourned indefinitely. One madam run a prison that town. All what you have to go back to the court. In a criminate, but have you done your own part? I'm an apparently washi. Mana, no can get Choba wono wano koshishi. Amana ibugo. Osise namba. Amana mana. Osiko don't bata. It continue to pressurize. At the moment I say, okay, I know something to do about it. I will do something about it. Imana, the window has at least opened. If they change, also I want the band they own.
Fellow Biafrans, my people, now you've heard from our brother. He's still one of our brothers. Uwazurike. I want you to be the judge. You've heard from the narrative of what he went through when he was fighting for our liberation. He also told us about Nnamdi Kanu and what the advice he gave, and he understood the assignment of what Nnamdi Kanu is going through. Fellow Biafrans, we have to be strong. At a time like this, we must be strong and remain focused and resolute at a time like this. But for those out there who are making a mistake to assume that you have a friend in Nigeria, for those that assume that those from the other tribes they like who you are, they believe in us, they believe in our cause, they show us the solidarity and the rest of them. For those of you that believe that nonsense, I want to know that we the Biafrans, we are on our own. We are all we've got. Start thinking that way. Because you saw what happened to Nnamdi Kanu in court. A man was shouting, yearning, lamenting. Yet the judge, who should be the one to interpret the law, she played naive. Everyone in court, they pretended not to know what's going on. Suddenly, when it came to a Biafran, they forgot about the rule of law. What they call the judicial precedence. It means once a law is made, if there is another case in the future with similar traits, you must follow the same law you applied in the previous case. That was all Nnamdi Kanu was saying in that court. Bringing them to the notice that in a situation where a judge has spoken out that she recused herself, the chief judge of that zoo called Nigeria does not have the right, the power. Under the law of that zoo called Nigeria, they don't have the power to tell the judge what to do. or to direct the judge. Once you recuse yourself from a case, so be it. The case goes back to the case file for someone else to pick up that case in real time. But in Nigeria, it is always different. In most cases, some judges in the Western world, when they notice that, okay, there is an element of bias, probably this man comes from my neighborhood, this man, we went to school in the same place, this man, I'm married to his cousin, to his step cousin or whatever, to the step sister, step brother, whatever, then you pull out from that case. You recuse yourself from that case. And vice versa. When the defendant finds something that is wanting in your character, in your ability to give the right judgment, they might ask you to recuse yourself. Everywhere is done in the world. But in Nigeria, elephant can fly. When it comes to the Biafrans, to call a spade, you see our good friend Showore, you see the way he's bullying the Nigerian police, Nigerian military, the Nigerian court. He's bullying them at will. They are begging him to please stop. He's a Yoruba man. As a Yoruba man, he might not really understand what we are going through as Biafrans. Two different stories. You see the way he bullies the IG. Ekpa Tokun, or whatever his name is. He's bullying him live, saying he's fraudulent. He has outlived his tenure. Bullying him left and right. Nigeria is still begging him. The press still love him. They interview him. But when it comes to the Biafran, it is different. You saw the case of the one they called Yahaya Bello. They said he stole billions. He paid in hundreds of thousands in dollars for the kids' school fees and the rest of them. To the Nigerian government, they were playing hanky-panky. They were dealing with him with kids' gloves. Even the media saw his story as a story of Robin Hood. Robin in the Hood. They were laughing. It was fun. It was a scene of laughter. Seeing him go to EFCC office with a governor, and they were begging him to go back home, that he was not invited. A scene of fun. A scene of laughter. It was a comedy on Central Park. He went to court, and people in court came to him to bow down, to pay homage. He was like a king in the court of that so-called Nigeria. But when it comes to the Biafran man, the case is always different. And Nnamdi Kanu had to lift the skirt of the judicial system in Nigeria, to expose their nakedness. In the process, they turned off the light to show you that Nigeria loves darkness. That you guys have this problem with NEPA. Since most of you, since you were born till this date, you never seen light for 24 hours. Uninterrupted light for 24 hours. And you think it's God that did it that way. No, it is man-made. It was designed by man. The wicked hearts that rule that country called Nigeria. That every house you go, people are carrying generator. Do you know what you are doing to your lungs? Breathing generator. The fumes coming out of generator. Do you know how damaging your lungs are? You Nigerians out there. Do you know how damaging your lungs are? When last have you slept in the night and breathed fresh air? You are breathing in poisonous gas. And when you have sickness, they tell you go to church to pray to God and pray to your pastor and you'll be healed. Here in the Western world, the only time we use a generator is when we are in a park, we're in the beach having a show, a carnival. That's when we have generator to generate electricity in an area where there is no power, in a remote area, a secluded area. That's what you need a generator for. It's a one-off thing. One-off. Twice in a year, when you are going for your concerts, then perhaps you use a generator. But in that zoo, every night, and you think you are living in a country. Before you, this man has spoken everything. He's told you everything. He told you his own story, his ordeal, what he went through. He's painting a picture of Nnamdi Kanu. Even though when Nnamdi Kanu was free, he was one of those who was attacking and insulting Nnamdi Kanu. But at least he has come out in the public because he has seen what Nigeria is doing to Nnamdi Kanu. To call a spade, there was a time that this same man, Raf, was saying that he was going to arrest Nnamdi Kanu with his own hands. But today, he is out in the public, lamenting, feeling really sad in a solemn way of what his people are going through. To the Biafrans out there who still say, oh, they are billionaires, they are millionaires, and they have friends from the southwest, they have friends from the north. People like Peter Obi. You are one of those that caused this problem for the Biafrans in that so-called Nigeria. You heighten the tension on the people, the Igbos living in that so-called Nigeria, by vying for a position when you know the tension, there is bad blood between every tribe against the Igbos. You went to vie for a position to become the president of Nigeria. What an audacity for you to assume that they will allow you to become president. We told you, wash your hands off. Wash your hand off that nonsense. You refused. Because we know that by the actions or inactions of the people living in that contraption called Nigeria, that contraption, their actions or inactions, if they vote for you, they don't vote for you, you will never be allowed to rule that zoo called Nigeria. Because there is a war going on. The Biafran war has not ended. And yes, people came out to vote for you. They saw you as a man or a teen of a lesser evil. But at the end, what happened? Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself what happened at the end. They took your so-called mandate from you and you did nothing about it. But in the consequence of you insulting Tinubu in Lagos, the Igbos living in Lagos, the Biafrans had to pay with their life, their businesses, their properties, and their money. Their life savings were burnt, destroyed because of your actions. You know Nigeria is not mature enough to see you as a Nigerian. Hence all this while, we said it's best for us to leave. And in the process of we leaving, Britain came to you and asked you to contest. This is the problem we have with Britain and some of you that skip to the loo of Britain. They came to you, cajoled you, knowing fully well that even if everybody and God choose you to rule, Nigeria, the devil in Nigeria will refuse someone like you. And you went there and you disgraced yourself. Because your mandate was stolen and you said nothing about it. Until this day, our people are being killed. Lives, businesses destroyed. Because of your actions. Peter Obi, let that be a warning and a learning moment for you. For you to know that what you are dealing with is bigger than you. Nigeria is a criminal scene. Nigeria is an enterprise owned by Britain and the Caliphate. Nigeria is on the trajectory of being Islamized. They are going towards the process of being Islamized. Peter Obi, don't get that thing into your head next time. Do not be allowed, or don't allow Britain to use you again for the second time. As the saying goes, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, the shame is on me. Don't get involved. Don't come to our way and be a distraction. Don't be a stumbling block for us next time. Because what you did was despicable. You went against the people. We knew why we said we ain't going to come out to vote in that your so-called charade election. We knew why we said we ain't going to do it. But for the fact you came out to contest, some of the Biafrans made that mistake to assume that perhaps the devil has changed. Nigeria is now a born again, a new country. They assumed that all is now well. They assumed. But today, Jagaban is in power. But the people, the Biafrans, are the ones suffering. People have lost businesses. Their homes, their dream homes destroyed. And Peter Obi, you are still there saying you believe in Nigeria. You've got friends from the other sides across the Niger. You assume going to the north and bowing down and doing all those nonsense means they've now accepted you. Look at the case of Nnamdi Kanu. That should be a learning time for you. You saw what he went through yesterday or the other day, on Monday. You saw how they treated him. All because of who? His nation, being a Biafran. See the way the law of Nigeria was put upside down, turned upside down. And you think in 2027, you being an Igbo man, if you win again, you go to court. The court or the judge will now rule in your favor. You're very, very funny. Fellow Biafrans, respect to Uwazuruike for coming out to speak this way. He's done well. But I'm calling out for everybody, all the stakeholders in the land of Biafra should rise up. You saw what happened on Monday to Nnamdi Kanu. That's how they see us. That's how they'll treat us. And for you that are looking for justice in Nigeria, that is your justice for the Igbo man and the Biafrans. Hence, we are saying never again, because we know Nigeria. We know their ways. We know the antics of Nigeria. We know the devil will never change. The leopard will never change its color. A chameleon will remain a chameleon, even though they change wherever they go to. We know Nigeria very, very well. Hence, we said with the Biafrans, enough of this joke. Enough is enough. We are out. And by God's grace, in the next 4 years, we shall implement Biafra. We shall do it on Trump's time. People say God's time, yes. But this one, no, it will be on Trump's time. On the time of Donald Trump, the President of America. 4 years and counting. To the Biafrans, the time is now. Let's keep on working, work hard, struggle, fight for your freedom. Thank you, and may God bless Biafra. Yeah, Biafra, Biafra. Yeah, Superstar Media. Tell me about Biafra. We going back to the motherland. Tell me about Biafra. I wanna know. Tell me about Biafra. We going back to the motherland. Tell me about Biafra, Biafra. I wanna know. We're going back to the land. We're going back to the motherland. Biafra, Biafra. Tell me about Biafra. We're going back to the land. Tell me about Biafra. We're going back to the motherland. Tell me about Biafra, Biafra. Tell me about Biafra. We're going back to the land.